I've got 5 o'clock. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to the Redevelopment Commission meeting, January 24th, 2022. I'd like to start this evening with a roll call.
Deb Hutton here.
Deborah Meyerson here.
David Walter here.
And Cindy Canarney is here. Next item on the agenda is reading of the minutes for January 10th, 2022, and executive summary for January 10th, 2022. Any questions or discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Yeah, I read through the minutes, and Martha Street is our representative from Rural County Community Schools. She should be on the roll call too.
Thank you, David.
I am here.
Okay, with that, then I would make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for January 10th, 2022.
Deb Hutton, I'll second.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and the executive summary for January 10th. I forgot that. Excuse me.
So I'll second with that addition.
All right, all those in favor via roll call?
Deborah Hutton, aye.
Deborah Meyerson, yes.
David Walter, yes.
And Cindy Canarney, yes. Passed unanimously. Next item is examination of claims for January 7th, 2022 for $19,160.13. Is there any questions or discussion? And if not, I'll entertain a motion.
Deb Hutton, I'll move to approve the claims register for January the 7th, 2022.
Deborah Meyerson, I'll second that.
All right, we have a first and a second. All those in favor signify by roll call.
Deb Hutton, aye.
Deborah Meyerson, yes.
David Walter, yes.
Cindy Canarney, yes. Examination of claims passed unanimously. Moving on to examination of payroll registers for January 14th, 2022 for $33,960.23. Any questions or discussions regarding this? And if not, I'll entertain a motion.
This is David Walter. I'll make a motion to accept the payroll registers.
Deborah Meyerson, I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a first and a second. All those in favor signify by roll call.
Deb Hutton, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes.
David Walter, yes.
Cindy Canarney, yes. Examination of payroll registers for January 14th passed unanimously. Moving on, is there a director's report?
Madam President, thank you. Good evening, members. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was finishing up another meeting. Quick director's report tonight. Just want to welcome our new leadership that's in place now for the commission, and just sort of a heads up that on February 7th at our next meeting, we should be on schedule for you to consider the community development block grant recommendations from our Citizen Advisory Committee. They've completed their work for the most part, and our program managers are working on compiling that and getting it before you in a timely fashion, which right now would be February 7th at our next regular RDC meeting. So that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
All right, thank you very much. Is there a legal report?
Just briefly, commissioners, I just noted the agenda item that was sent out to add to the agenda that tonight is resolution 2207 to make an amendment of the offer to purchase 605 South Madison Street and to accept the assignment of lease that's on that property. Those materials were sent out and should be made a part of the packet. And I'm happy to answer any questions the commissioners may have.
All right, thank you, Larry. Is there a treasurer's report?
No report, but happy to answer any questions that might come up through the evening.
All right, thank you. Any business development updates?
Hi, everyone. Alex Riley, Director of Economic Sustainable Development. I'll just talk about two things in the Trades District right now. One is just keeping top of mind this EDA grant for the Trades District Technology Center. Work is progressing on that. A lot of moving parts, but I wanted to make sure that you all were aware that that's going to be a significant project this year, and we'll keep you apprised of it as on a sort of play-by-play basis. More broadly in the Trades District, we're also starting to take a look at, maybe the new dynamic that's happening out in the marketplace. As you know, office, footprints are ever changing, and the market's a little unsure with that. So we're looking at the overall district and some of the requirements in there and some of the documentation supporting what we want that outcome to be. We'll bring you more information about that, but we are looking at that more broadly to figure out how to stimulate activity there as we hopefully start to emerge out of this health state we've been living in. So anyway, we'll bring more information about that, but I want to let you know that we're working on that right now.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to new business. Resolution 22-05, approval of funding for Seminary Park lighting. Who would like to speak to this?
I guess I can. I don't see a representative of our Parks Department here. You all heard a presentation about this when you approved the project review and approval form in Resolution 2189. This is to install actually brand new lighting. It says replacement lighting, but really this is upgraded lighting. This is LED lighting in Seminary Park in several new locations with tamper-proof poles attached to it to hopefully make it longer lasting. The cost of acquiring the new lighting itself is $29,565. And the winning bid on that was ESL Spectrum, as you can see via attachment Exhibit A. This does not yet include the installation of those lights. This is for the equipment only. So you all would be seeing this again for the installation cost potentially of actually installing that lighting. I think it's not included in your packet, but we saw a map that Tim Street had provided, which we can include in the minutes of this meeting, certainly, and make sure that we present for next time, of the locations throughout the park in which this lighting would be installed. I think this lighting also has the potential of being programmable so that it can be dimmer or brighter depending on the needs of the community in the park at the given time. To the extent that I can, I'm happy to answer any questions from the commission.
Any questions from commissioners?
So just to clarify, this is to purchase materials and concrete bases, labor, all that is not included in this price. And once we figure that out, there'll be another resolution to pay for the installation. Is that correct, Larry?
That's exactly correct.
This is Deborah Meyerson, just noting that the terms and conditions says the prices do not include lamps. Is that, I'm just trying to clarify, like, is it just the base, not the lamp?
My understanding of this, Commissioner Meyerson, was that it did actually include the lamps or the light itself. I don't know what they mean by lamps on here, but I'm happy to follow up on that. And just to make sure, but my understanding of this is that it includes all of the light fixture itself, just not the installation is the only part.
Okay, just thanks for that clarification, and it's a little confusing in terms of how it's written.
Any other questions from commissioners? Any input or questions from the public? Not seeing any. I'll entertain a motion for resolution 22-05.
This is David Walter. I'll move we accept resolution 22-5.
Deb Hutton, I'll second that motion.
We have a first and a second. Need a vote via roll call, please.
Deb Hutton, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes.
David Walter, yes.
Cindy Canarney, yes. Resolution 22-05 passes unanimously. As Larry alluded, the resolution 22-07. Would you like to speak to this, Larry?
I would. That'd be fantastic. So we have scheduled, you all approved the purchase agreement. Let me start there. The offer to purchase on 605 South Madison last year for $265,000. That offer was accepted. The city then undertook, with the RDC's blessing, the due diligence for that agreement. Everything came back as we expected from that agreement. So we have accepted that, and now we are set to close on that deal. There were some cleanup matters, including the proper legal description in the purchase agreement just prior to close. So this changes that or amends the agreement just to reflect the proper legal description that's in the actual offer to purchase. The deed that will be signed, of course, will be correct. And then secondly, there was also the RDC in its previous resolution approved an assignment of the lease that's on that property, which is to Centerstone, upon closing. And so I just wanted you to be able to see the form of that lease and officially approve it in the resolution this evening prior to the closing, which will take place this Friday at 2 p.m. Additionally, this resolution authorizes President Canarney and or her designee, but it looks like she's available, and it will be President Canarney to sign the closing documents on behalf of the Redevelopment Commission.
Deborah Meyerson, your name on the resolution has an M-E-Y. Is that correct or incorrect?
Thanks. I was noticing that as well. And my name does not have the extra E in it, so it should be M-Y-E-R-S-O-N. Thank you.
Apologies, Secretary Larson. Did not mean to misspell your name there. So it should be amended to correct the spelling.
Any other questions from commissioners?
I have one for Jeff Underwood. Do we have money to pay for this? We'll see if he's listening.
I am listening, and yes, we do.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? If not, I'll ask for any questions from the public. Seeing none. Is there a motion for 22-07?
Deb Hutton, I move that we accept resolution 22-07.
Deborah Meyerson, I'll second that
Looks
motion.
like there might be comment.
Yeah, Madam President, it looks like Sam Dove has chimed in the chat with that he has a comment.
Okay,
So for Sam, you can either go ahead and type your comment in the chat if you'd like, or we can have you unmuted depending on what your preference is there, Sam. Christina, can you give Sam the ability to unmute himself in case he wants to speak?
Yes, give me just a second.
It looks like he said there's a sidewalk that has a crack and a sidewalk that needs fixed. So typically just for, so Sam and anybody else in the public, so typically for we ask for a comment, it has to be on the resolution itself, so the matter. But in terms of this for general comment, Sam, you can always send those to a city staff member, either directly to me. I think you have my email address or via Zoom. The other option for things like this for cracks in the sidewalk is that we do have a U report system that you can use online. I'm happy to send you that link as well, so that you can geotag where the crack is in the sidewalk, and that we can have one of our individuals from the city go take a look at it and to see what the fix needs to be and whether it needs to be a notice to the adjacent landowner if that's something that the city will take care of itself. But we're happy to follow up with you on that. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
think he's muted again.
Hey,
Hey, Sam, we can hear you.
oh, hey, yeah.
Sam, go ahead with your comment.
Uh,
So it looks like he said his comment is sent out in chat. So,
Okay.
so it appears maybe Larry, it's been asked and answered.
That sounds right. And I'll follow up with Sam just to see where the crack is in the sidewalk.
All right.
Want me to redo the motion, Cindy?
I think we've got a first and a second with, as long as you guys are okay with the amendment to spell Deborah's last name correctly. So I would ask for a roll call vote.
Deb Hutton, yes.
Meyerson, yes.
David Walter, yes.
Cindy Canarney, yes. Resolution 22-07 has been unanimously approved. All right, moving on. Any other business? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Deb Hutton.
Second,
right.
Dave Walter.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.
Keep
you.
going.
oh.